What's good, y'all? We are the Culture Critics. This is LDR.
What's up, fam? This is Christy.
We are here to bring you another day, another segment of things that are going on that we're going to talk about.
That's right. That's right.
So let's jump
right
just
into it.
jump off into it. So California has now passed a law that requires retail stores that have over 500 employees, which would be like your Walmarts, your Targets of the world, are now required to have a toy aisle that is gender neutral. How you feel about it?
Gender neutral toys.
Yes. The toy aisle. It's an aisle dedicated now to gender neutral toys.
So what does a gender neutral toy look like? And I'm not even being ignorant about this, right? Because of course I'm not making an excuse, but I come from a certain age, right, where we did assign gender roles and we played with toys that were gender specific. So really, what does a gender neutral toy look like?
So they are making dolls that are more inclusive for boys to play, Lego sets and construction toys that are more inclusive of girls, because those are two traditional toys that have always been gender identified.
I don't know. The doll part for me is a little crazy because I really never looked at dolls as like a girl toy. And what I mean by that is, like, my son was a few months old and I bought him a little bald head boy Cabbage Patch that he walked around with until he's 3. He is a straight heterosexual man. But the doll did teach him empathy with children, right? So he's very, very, very good with babies and kids. I know that maybe it's the way he took care of the doll. I don't know, but I never thought of the doll as being feminine because it was a little boy. We come from a time where we had kid sister for the girl and my buddy for the boy, which was still a doll. And it wasn't viewed as feminine.
Well, they always view action figures, things like that, as boy toys.
True.
And so for me, I look at it like I play with both.
Right.
I had Barbies. I know I look like I might not have been in the bar, but I had the Barbie dolls. I had
the van.
The van was fire. That big van.
The Corvette.
I had the van.
Yes.
I had the Corvette. I had the Dream House.
Yes.
I had Malibu Barbie. I had Skipper. Like, I had the whole crew. I had all the clothes. But I also liked action figures. I played with like the WWF toys, the Star Wars Kenner toys. So for me, I think it's society and adults who make it a big deal. They start freaking out when they see someone of the opposite gender playing with something that they feel is deemed for this gender or that gender. And
right.
I think it does a disservice to both genders.
True.
And because one, you find that men, where you see the statistics being so high, where you see boys go into STEM careers as far as like engineering, science,
True.
math, because they're using things that are building, construction.
Right.
Whereas, dolls, but you're teaching girls that, you're supposed to keep house, and, they're playing with the kitchens. And
I was going to say that. So the whole conversation with not buying your son a kitchen, like men don't clean the kitchen and cook too.
No, like that's why I'm cool with this.
Right.
I don't have a problem with this.
Right. No problem at all.
And I think it's good, but I think, it's California. It's not going to be a big stink here. When the stink is going to happen if they decide to roll this out in other states, other regions of the country that are not so liberal minded and still very much want to subscribe to gender roles.
Right, or outdated ideology.
That as well. That as well.
Right.
But once again, Cali on the
progressive. And I don't think people realize, and you'll hear me say this often, is that we live in a bubble here in California. And not even in a bad way, right? Because, I feel like we're more catered to here. You understand what I'm saying?
We're the test tube babies for like legislation.
Well, we're also the 4th largest economy.
Yeah,
in the world.
we literally, a lot of stuff that becomes legislation here first.
Right.
And they wait to see how it works, how it looks, and then they'll use it. That's why I said we the test tube babies, and they'll roll it out in other states. Like, we were the first to medicinal marijuana.
True.
And now you see marijuana is being legalized,
medicinal and recreational, all across the country.
Yeah, all across the country. So we're always environmental legislation.
Right.
We need that as well. Adopting, you have to, within the city of Los Angeles, county hasn't made the thing yet, but the city of Los Angeles, everyone's going to be forced to compost.
Oh.
So
that's a very good idea.
Yeah, it sounds good in theory, and I get why we're doing it, but I have some other concerns about it. While we got this
Flies and gnats.
flies and gnats, this coyote problem that we got. There's a whole rat infestation that's happening.
Oh my-
So I'm very concerned as it relates to that aspect. And you just want me to put it out like I'm
Very valid
concerned. I'm concerned.
Very,
I'm concerned.
very
I
valid.
get the importance in the environment, and we have way too many things that are in the dumps and the landfills. I get it, but those are to me very basic concerns that they have not addressed.
And those are very valid
I'm
concerns.
just saying.
Because a fly is one of the nastiest things.
Gnats are even nastier.
And gnat will make you look really crazy because you'll be fighting it and nobody else
and then the way they procreate so fast, and you have to get a whole infestation there.
Yes.
So I think they're not talking about those concerns, and those are like baseline. Nobody talks about the baseline.
Skipped over that.
Yeah, they just skipped over. I'm like, okay, so we have to do this, and then it has to sit in your house in a little bin. In a little bucket
in the house in a bin.
They're gonna give you a little bucket for you to use to put it in if you're for inside your home.
The most primal receptacle.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like I have concerns that I have yet to see a press release,
a bucket,
a news segment address. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Oh. How did we get from the gender neutral toy?
I don't know. We just go with the flow.
All over the place.
Just follow the lead. We're gonna come back to the point, but I'm just saying those are valid concerns.
Those are very valid concerns, though. I agree.
So if it comes to your state, if you're not in California, these are questions you might want to ask.